I wanted to expand on something today that I touched upon in my video about my marriage falling apart, and that's the subject of unaliving. When I was at my lowest, I hated everything about me. Hated who I was, what I'd become, what I did, everything. And I thought it would be easier for my wife, as she was then, and my kids, if I just wasn't around anymore. God, my arm's aching. Check out the Liverpool skyline. I had life insurance, pensions, all of that stuff. And I thought, you know what, if I wasn't here, I'd be all right. I wasn't really contributing anything, apart from just being this incredibly unpleasant person to be around. That was 3.5 years ago, at my lowest. I thought I was past all of that. And then a couple of months ago, those feelings come back again. And they've gone again now. But I didn't realise they were still there. Feelings of worthlessness, unhappiness, just not worth being here. And the feeling that everyone would just be better off if I wasn't. But the thing that changed years ago, the thing that helped me move out of that, was therapy initially. It made a huge difference. So I'm going to have to get a wiggle on because my battery's dropping. Back onto the beach now, walk along the beach. So therapy was one of the key things. It wasn't the silver bullet that suddenly solved all the issues, but it was certainly a tool that enabled me to start picking apart what was going on in my life, and the self-hatred that I felt. That was the overriding. The overriding thing was just how I felt about myself. So I had to start working on that part of me. And once I started putting some effort into me, surprisingly enough, I wanted to stick around. But the other two things are my kids. Now, I wasn't going down the route of, I need to be here for them, or they have to, you're putting my emotional baggage onto them. But as I started to work through these things, and the kids had seen me struggling with stuff, as I started to work through these things, it became apparent that, life can be shit, and stuff happens all the time. And stuff like this is going to happen to my kids. Now, I'll be there to support them as long as I'm around. But what I began to realise was, if they can see me get through some of these struggles and get through the feelings that I had and the depression, and realise the strength that I had in me, then maybe one day when they have something that happens to them, whatever that is, they're going to think back and go, do you know what? Dad really struggled with stuff, but he could get his way through it. So maybe the strength that Dad had in him, I've got in me too. And that's something, a gift that I can sort of give them. The gift of knowing that they've got strength in them, that they can overcome things. Whatever those things are. You never know when the rug's going to get pulled out from under you. You never know when life's going to turn on a dime, as they say. But you've got strength in you keep going and get out the other side of it, it's huge, and that's something that really made a difference for me. But it surprised me a couple of months ago when those feelings of the struggle came back again. So I've been put off work for a little while. So obviously you guys won't know, but I'm a private hire driver, so I drive Uber at the moment. So I was put off work for a month, and I had no source of income. I had to sign up for Universal Credit, which is a support network in the UK, and those feelings of not self-loathing, but worthlessness came back again. It felt that, I was useless, I was worthless, and the kids didn't deserve me. And again, therapy creeps along like it does every month. We talked about things and it put things in perspective for me again. And I think one of the keys to realising the effect you're having on, or the effect things are having on you, is self-awareness and being able to reflect on yourself. And that's something which I am going to pick up on in a separate video, because I think that's a really, really important thing, and something that I think a lot of us are missing. I certainly was. I thought I was really aware, but once you start digging into it, I wasn't. I think therapy was one of the first tools that helped me to start to realise that I had value. And as that moved forward and I started to feel value in myself, that progressed. And then I realised that the struggle I was going through, there were times where I was like, I want to end it. And I look back and go, I was a coward because I didn't. But actually, the strength to carry on is not something to be understated either. And I think that's a gift. So battery ran out on my phone halfway through me thought. So here we are back in the car, just finish off. Yeah, so I think I thought I was a coward for not ending things. And then I realised, actually, no, that was the strength to carry on cannot be understated. So yeah, I think it's important to realise you have some inherent worth in yourself. And when you realise that, however you get to that point, be that therapy, whatever, I think that can be a real game changer. That doesn't mean that all those feelings are gone. Clearly they're still there. I've had a wobble a couple of months ago. So it's something you have to work on all the time. You're never finished. You always just keep going. And I just hope that my boys can see the strength that I've had in me and realise that they've got that strength in them. So when things do happen, they can look back and go, do you know, Dad coped with a lot of stuff and he got through it. Maybe I can too. And that's the thing that keeps me going more than anything. And now, as I've moved into this year, 2025, I'm challenging myself a lot more. Obviously doing things like YouTube, trying new things, booking holidays for myself, just trying new things is my sense of I'm allowed to be happy is growing. And I think that's important. Really, really important. Anyway, thanks for spending a bit of time with me again today. Love to hear your comments, your thoughts. What worked for you? What was the key thing that started you to the path to, I won't say recovery, but the path out of dark places? I'd be interested to see what everyone else's thoughts are on it. Thanks very much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.